Titans and Trailblazers is brought to you by the MNC Group.
Welcome to another episode of Titans and Trailblazers. And today I'll be having my friends who speak marketing and they speak tech. And when they come through today, they are going to tell us about how marketing and tech is dynamizing the growth of businesses, not just on the continent of Africa, but globally as well. So today is Marketing Technology Day. So when we come back from the break, I'll do my own monologue on marketing and tech, and then later on, I'll have my friends come from TICON and then the African Marketing Confederation, and we're going to have a very stimulating discussion on how marketing and tech will accelerate Africa's development. Please, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Whether you're a wholesaler, retailer, or consumer, MNC Logistics and Trading is your trusted partner in minerals and food commodities trading. Experience the difference with MNC Logistics and Trading for your commodities trading. We operate a well-equipped laboratory that smelts and assays gold to ensure transparent, credible, and reliable minerals transactions. Our general food commodity market deals with imports and exports of food products such as rice, sugar, and grains. We pride ourselves on delivering products that meet the highest standards of quality and taste. With our expertise in international trading and logistics, we bridge customers far and wide. Locate us at number 4 Neosai Interfo Avenue, East Legon, Accra. Call us on 030-299-8246 or visit our website www.mnclogisticsandtrading.com. MNC Logistics and Trading, hub of confidence.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers. And today, I want to speak a bit about marketing technology and Africa's next big leap. So, from August 20th to 22nd, my friends are coming from all over the continent of Africa. They are converging at the famous Labadi Beach Hotel. We're going to have a marketing fiesta. Come on. We're going to have some of the best minds on this continent, from industry, from the academy, from public policy and public sector perspectives. And we're going to be having the 4th Africa Marketing Confederation TICON Conference. And I'll be hosting some of the illustrious individuals who are the forefront of the conference a little later on the show today. But hey, before they come, I want to tell you that Africa is at a critical junction. And we are standing at a critical intersection where marketing meets technology and where Africa meets the future. So marketing is a life and death matter. And marketing really is about ascertaining what a customer needs, understanding what is value to them, and then configuring products and solutions to meet and exceed that need, always with a clear value benefit takeout. You're done. So marketing has always been and will always be about value creation and value delivery. So here are 7 ways marketing will power Africa's future. So number 1, if we do our marketing well, it will attract investment. For Africa, strategic marketing will help to position African cities, African public sector, African startups. And we'll make these propositions bankable, drawing in global capital and partnerships. Number two, marketing will help to grow local industries. So, to the extent that marketing drives demand and demand fuels production, we're in good territory. From agro-processing to fashion, the creative economy, tourism, architecture, whatever industry, marketing helps industries to scale. Never forget that. Number three, marketing helps to build stronger brands. Number four, marketing helps to deepen consumer insights. When you do marketing research appropriately, develop the right insights, have the right analytics tools, it helps companies and governments understand what people want and how to serve them better. So the thinking around public sector not requiring marketing, it is an anachronistic phenomenon. Everybody needs marketing. In fact, if you want to serve your citizens better, you must have the right public performance dashboards. So you know when disenchantment is coming, and you fashion solution that creates value at every citizen delivery touchpoint. Number five, marketing enhances intra-Africa trade. With this Africa Continental Free Trade thing taking shape and leaving the train station, marketing will help African businesses sell to African consumers across borders. Number six, marketing creates jobs in the creative and service economies. From advertising to media production to hospitality and tourism, marketing unlocks employment in one of Africa's fastest growing sectors. So we need marketing to create jobs in our creative and service economies. Number seven, marketing can help greatly in changing the perception of Africa. We must stop being branded by the world as an African continent and start branding ourselves through deliberate, positive, pan-African storytelling. That's how we break the mold and go to next level. Thank you for listening to this monologue. We'll be back with more of Titans and Trailblazers. Please stay tuned.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. With MNC Properties, property sales, rentals, and management is a walk in the park. We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 to 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We offer flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs, plus litigation-free lands in vibrant and upscale communities that presents the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality. Whether you're looking to buy, rent or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 0302 551 917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers, and today we've changed the format a bit because there are some big men in the studio. We have my friend Isaac from the marketing side of life. Then we have my friend David from the technology side of life. Interestingly, their names are both in the Bible, but I know it's only David who will know scriptures that pertain to that. Isaac guy doesn't know anything about the scripture, but he's still a good guy. So please, let's welcome Isaac. You're welcome.
Nice to meet you again, Prof.
David, you're
Happy to be here again, Prof.
So, ordinarily, I'll go straight to the subject. But because of the tradition of Titans and Trailblazers, you have to tell us who you are, where you've come from, where you were born, why you are in marketing today. David will do the same, then we get to the substantive matters. Good. So Isaac, you have the floor.
Right. Well, mine is a long story, but I'll try and cut it short. By the way, I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Bureau of Market and Social Research. I represent the interests of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana and the Africa Marketing Confederation, which we'll be talking about, I guess, later in the discussion. I got into marketing, 25 years ago. Don't be fooled. I'm not exactly a young man. Yeah, I think at the age of 22, I actually became a full member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing UK, having passed all their exams. So that is how I got an entry into the marketing profession. And it's been an exciting journey over the past 25 years. For the past 16 years, I've been running the Bureau of Market and Social Research in Ghana. I've also set up an office in Nigeria doing market research, and just recently also attempted getting to the Kenyan market. So it's been quite a journey.
Okay, so David, what about you, sir?
Hey, thank you, Prof. So my name is David Go. I wear so many different hats. Here I'm the president of TICON Africa, Pan-African ICT association that has members across the continent. And a little bit about my background, I'm a tech guy. So I started as a telecom engineer. Space to space. You remember space to space? Yes.
Space to space. I remember space to space.
Yes. Those guys behind space to space. So I started working in space phone as a telecom engineer, building networks. So today when I see a lot of the network towers all over the place, were the people that build those towers.
Indeed.
Designed them as an engineer.
Indeed.
And then I moved across Africa, with a company called Ericsson. So I became a consultant. I worked for over a decade in many African countries. I was in Nigeria, Zambia, Malawi, Kenya. I was just moving like a paratrooper,
Indeed.
Moving and working and building networks. And it was very exciting because we were actually giving technology access to people for the very first time. For the very first time, they had mobile phones in their hands. So after 2 decades, 20 years, now to see, technology evolving. Now we have internet on the phone. Now we are talking about how, technology is powering marketing and the rest. It's just exciting. So I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, since you've gone for exciting, I need to ask the two of you. I hear something exciting is coming up in August. And there's a marriage between the two of you. And the marriage will give birth to a festival and a fiesta we've never seen before.
Absolutely.
This side of town. So please, what's this AMC TICON thing, and why are you married, and why are you collaborating at all? Isaac, I'll start with you and I'll come to David.
Well, I've been part of the festival, as you call it, but there's a big chunk of it. It's obviously a conference. I was in Uganda 2 years ago. It was exciting.
In Tebe.
In Tebe. Prof, you were there.
I was there too.
Saku was there.
I remember.
And I remember.
I was there as well.
You were there as well, yes.
And you were there as well.
Yes.
I remember the very impassioned speeches from Prophet Yao Saku and how you raised the bar for West Africa at the conference. So it's come to Accra. It's come to West Africa.
It has come home.
It has come home.
Yes.
And as they say,
that the English will say it.
yes. The best comes from the West, isn't it?
Indeed,
yes.
indeed.
So this is an amalgam of marketing professionals, IT professionals, and people who have interests anywhere in between the two. We are selling this as something that everybody needs to attend, right from the board directors through to CEOs, to the professionals, to the academics. We want you to be there because it's going to be, a very engaging, stimulating, intellectual exercise that we are going to do. And then, of course, because you're marketers, because you're IT people, we go with energy, there would also be the party bit to it.
Okay.
And I know David will talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, so David, when did
Prof.
Tycon marry AMC for this?
Hey, Prof, you know, the very first time we came up with this idea, you came in as the keynote.
Yes, in Victoria Falls, I
Victoria
guess.
Falls
Yeah.
in 2022.
Absolutely.
And I mean, the message was just clear. Technology and marketing will have to lead in driving the brand that we want to see in Africa. This morning, I was just watching a video that was shared talking about how Africans need to position themselves. And we are just lucky that now we have technology and use that technology to brand the continent. So there's that sweet spot between technology and marketing that we can actually amplify and ensure that we get the entire continent rallying around a good brand that can attract investment, that can help us to develop. That is why we are here. We want to get CEOs, CTOs, marketing directors, CMOs, sales directors, all in one room and say, hey, what do we have to do to move to the next level? And we started this conversation in 2022. We moved to Uganda, as you mentioned. And it's not only about slides and talks, it's also about networking. And then also, we want to show our rich culture, you know, in the various African countries. I mean, in Uganda, it was fantastic.
It was.
You know, we went to Mombasa, Kenya. It was lovely. Now, the best comes from the West. So Ghana is going to host it from 20th to 22nd of August. And we want to combine technology, marketing, tourism, supply chain, everything, but marketing leading, technology supporting, and the rest, you know, coming along.
Okay. So Isaac, in your opinion, what is this marketing thing, and why is it a critical discipline for African growth and competitiveness?
Prof, you know me. I have a little bit of an idiosyncrasy about what marketing is and what it should be. Luckily, the conference AMC seems to share that idiosyncrasy, which is that for me, it is marketing moves beyond that business function, management process that we keep touting. It has to be a relationship orientation, relationship mindset. You see, so once you have that relationship mindset, you're saying that if I'm going to provide value to Professor Hinson, okay, that relationship mindset guides how I create the value. It guides how I develop the value. And it guides how I deliver the value to Professor Hinson. You see what I mean? And then once you're minded by the fact that it's a mindset issue, then the effective strategies, the efficient tactics, call it even the problem-led innovations that you need to bring together to consistently supply that value to Professor Hinson, you'll be guided by these things.
Prof, I just want to add that,
Go ahead.
you know, then also you can now use technology to personalize this and make it targeted. So you are not just broadcasting the information, you know, you're using data, analyzing this data, and use data to target the kind of audience you're looking at.
Yes.
You know, the demographics, you know, the kind of people you want to communicate to.
Yes.
And this is where technology comes in, supporting that branding, that marketing activity.
Fantastic. And then coming to Prof's other point about why it's such an imperative for the African market, or at least some African markets like Ghana. You see, the challenge with, if you take a place like Ghana, everything is a divide. Urban-rural divide.
Yeah.
Poor-rich divide. the social cultural issues, they are divided all over. You know, so much diversity that when you come into the market, or when you're in the market, you're developing any products or services, and you do not have a marketing orientation, which is that, let me go to the consumers, let me attempt to understand what they need, what their profile is, through the segmentation that you talked about. You understand? If you don't do that, you tend to have a bigger problem in our market than probably you would have in more developed markets. So it's the diversity, the nuance, of our local markets that make it so imperative that the businesses have a marketing orientation.
So recently I was in a training session with a couple of people, and some bankers were saying that, because we use SMS, even if there's a system breakdown, our customers are 2 million, 3 million, so if you send a message today, you can get that tomorrow morning. So, Prof, should we even send the messages, or should we not? Should we keep quiet? And guys, what I know is that now we have what we call hyper-personalization scale, where you can use AI and machine learning tools to send messages to millions of people. So I didn't want to sound like I was being too new, so I just listened, commiserated. But I think tech has removed some of these constrictions. What kind of efficiencies that tech bring to the marketing?
Absolutely. In my opening remarks, I mentioned that 2 decades ago, we were moving from one African country to the other.
Yes.
Building networks.
Yes.
And I think that was a very important foundation that we laid. Now, Africans move from no device to mobile devices. And then we've now put a lot of applications, solutions on those mobile devices. And now, in this new age of AI, it's now going on the mobile device. I think it's exciting. Now you can actually target, as I mentioned, the banks, the businesses must begin to gather the data of their customers, understand their preferences, and then use algorithms, use AI agents, what we call agentic AI, to ensure that they are able to mine this data about their clients, make sure that this data is done within the confines of data protection, not using people's personal data, but understand your customer's behavior. Mine the data, what we call the data mining, and then now provide them with solutions that will meet their needs. And this is where we are going to. So broadcasting information and sending one wild message to everybody is no longer the way we're going. It's now personalizing them and ensuring that your message to young people in that bank will be different from the message that you send to a CEO from the same bank, because their needs are different.
Okay. So, Isaac, the question then becomes, when you take public sector agencies, take governments, take even not-for-profit civil society, does marketing matter to these types of institutions as well? Is it just for private sector entities?
Fantastic point, Prof. And in fact, it's the more reason why I said that we need to look at marketing as a mindset and not as a business function, as is usually defined. In fact, I want to go a step further where I say that let's make it a philosophy. Marketing is life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you have a marketing orientation, for those of us who practice it at that high level, when we say you have a marketing orientation, basically what we say is that you have empathy. That is all we say. You see, so if you're a pastor, you can use marketing to do your evangelism. You understand? You can use data and whatever to make sure that the evangelism that you do is effective and efficient. Through the Chartered Institute of Marketing, we are currently engaging governments on public sector service excellence.
Right.
We're trying to do a blueprint from the institutes angle, so that we share with government and try and see if we can, train the government agencies on service excellence. So, now you have ECG, for example, with a call center, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's see how we can start, at least with the public sector agencies, with service excellence, and then we rope in all the other, tools of marketing into the public sector. Civil society organizations, just, was it last month? They actually invited me to do a session on branding for civil society organizations.
Right.
Why? Because in every sector, there's what we call clutter.
Right.
Right? And to break away from clutter, you need some of the tools and the mindset that we have as marketers.
Right.
So, Prof,
So for this conference, what kind of marketing tracks or themes will we be discussing? Are there going to be various tracks or themes that...
Definitely.
Yeah, and if you look at it, because now consumers are consuming a lot of content and data, sometimes they also struggle with trust. Do I really trust this content, this marketing that is coming? How do we ensure that we bring out authentic, marketing materials to ensure that our consumers actually trust what we see and what they see and what they consume? So that is one of the things that we'll be discussing at the conference.
Okay.
Because new media, as we call it, is now, I call it democratization of journalism or democratization of marketing.
That's right.
Because any person at all can take anything, go online, and begin to market it. The question is, how do you ensure that you put some governance around these things to ensure that the consumers are not misled, and then there's also trust in the product and services? How do you differentiate, the good product from the fake one? So for every product that comes out, there are several other fake versions. So as marketers, how do we ensure that we are churning out the right information and helping our consumers to find out and also verify some of the things that are out there?
Yeah. And we know we got some very good feedback from last year.
Yeah.
In terms of how the formats. So this year, one of the things that we're really going to look at is the breakout sessions, okay? So that we get the opportunity to have people who have special interest in particular subject matters to also meet and then discuss those,
And talking about that, Prof, there are marketers that are interested in tech. And then there are technology people that are also interested in marketing.
Exactly.
So you are not only coming there to listen to your fellow colleagues that are in tech or your fellow colleagues that are in marketing. Isaac will be giving us, some presentations on how you blend marketing and technology.
That's right.
And vice versa. So we really want people to come in there also trying to understand how the other profession affects their work.
Fantastic.
At the launch a couple of weeks ago at the Labadi Beach Hotel, I remember David Balikudembe hinted at the fact that we should also start thinking about Brand Africa and what the possibilities could be for supporting a more conscientious and a more systematic Brand Africa pathway, if you like. So what's in the contemplation of this conference regarding supporting tourism, branding in Ghana, in West Africa? What are your thoughts around that?
Nation branding has always been a strand, right from Uganda through to Kenya.
Right.
It's always been a strand for us to talk about because it's a Pan-African audience, and it's an opportunity for each country to sell what that particular country has to offer. What is interesting and exciting is that the challenges of marketing Ghana, we've been on this for God knows how long. I mean, 2 years ago, we did what we call the Regional Brand Index. So for the first time, generating local tourism data and insights, as the bedrock for nation building. So we have started that agenda, and we really want to plug in this particular conference, and then, get other countries to be excited about an Africa-wide index. I know Anholt and Co, Simon Anholt and Co are doing, the bigger global indexes and indices and all that. But we should be having a discussion around, can we have an Africa index? So African countries, and how they're branded and how they're selling. So it's going to be definitely an exciting conversation.
And we are working with the Ghana Tourism Authority. They are partners on this journey, and they're going to help us also showcase Ghana as a tourism destination, our rich culture, and we have some beautiful, historical sites that people can visit here in Accra and other parts of the country. So visitors that will be coming, you don't only have to spend time here in Accra. You can go to Cape Coast, you can go to the Volta region, you can go to any other parts of the country and then see the beautiful places that we have here. But there's something else I want to talk about, Prof. As we talk about marketing, we always also talking about technology constantly. and the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana is the technology local association that's supporting this conference, as we have CIMG also from the marketing. And one of the things we are looking at is compliance. You know, cyber security, data protection compliance is one of the things that we'll be discussing.
Okay, so the thing is, if somebody must attend, what's the appeal for them? Why should I send 12 people from Exim Bank or 14 people from the Bank of Ghana or 10 from the National Insurance Commission or 5 from APSA? What is the draw? What is the draw?
Right. I mean, this is our 4th edition.
Okay.
So we've learned a lot.
Indeed.
We've learned a lot.
Indeed.
One of the things that we are selling hard this year is the fact that, look, the professional networking is going to be on a different level.
Indeed.
Okay? There are going to be headhunters coming from different African countries who are going to be here wanting to see potential, marketing, IT potential from the continent,
right.
and you know, having discussions. This time around, we also want that very deep connection between academia and
industry
practitioner perspectives as a way of drawing in the practitioners, drawing them into new thinking from the academic side, and then also letting the academia also see what the demands are on the practitioner side. So you get this very holistic, you know, sense of what marketing practice in the IT should be going forward, you know. And then obviously, because it's a Pan-African audience, you also get a little bit of a window into how, if you get the opportunity to work outside of Ghana, what the demands would be. I remember in Kenya, for example, I was so thrilled with some of the presentations that were coming from South Africa in particular,
right.
and I think some other countries, Kenya, you know, they're doing wonderful things. So if you're not careful, you will think that, hey, I'm a local champion in Ghana. But when you watch some of the presentations and what people are doing in their countries, you know that, hey, I need to step up.
On the issue of local champion, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with more of Titans and Trailblazers. Please stay tuned.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. With MNC Properties, property sales, rentals, and management is a walk in the park. We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 to 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We offer flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs, plus litigation-free lands in vibrant and upscale communities that presents the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 0302 551 917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
Welcome back to Titans and Trailblazers. And we closed on local champions and Pan-African champions. David, you're going to say something.
Yeah, Prof. You know, I don't want to mention names, but there are some people from some countries that if you are from Africa, they just say, oh, you are from Africa. Okay, if you go, I know a friend in Africa, my regards to him. Wow. So they see Africa as one big box.
Wow.
Right? But Africa is made up of how many countries? 54 plus.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we have different governments, different governance, different regulations, and we seem to be working sometimes in silos. So this conference is also a platform for peer review.
Okay.
You know, it's a platform where you want to see what is being done, as Isaac mentioned earlier on.
Indeed.
What other countries are pursuing, where we are lagging, and where we can catch up, and vice versa. Because we are also doing some fantastic things that other people will have to learn from us, so that we all rise together as a continent. Then the other thing is that as African professionals, you definitely should have an African friend in almost every African country. When you get to the airport, you should call your colleague or your friend. Can you pick me up? And this conference is an opportunity for you to make that connection.
I agree.
Make that network.
I agree.
So when you travel to South Africa next time, you don't need to call Uber. When you need a business somewhere, you need to call your friend and say, I'm working with this company, or I'm trying to get this company. Tell me a little bit about the company.
I agree. Yeah. So what packages are available? And first of all, do we have partners? Do we have customers? Do we have sponsors? Do we have clients? How is the conference configured in terms of those who must connect with it and benefit from the blessings you are discussing?
Prof, you know, this conference, if you are not there, you will miss out big time. You know, because
it's a must attend.
And you have to. If you are not coming, you have to change your mind.
Okay.
Because this conference is where you are actually going to connect. Sometimes you realize that even there are some Ghanaian companies that at this conference, before you get to know what they do, and then you actually get to do some B2B connections with them.
Indeed.
So we have some of our partners who are ready to come on board. We have universities, we have tech companies, we have people from insurance and finance organizations that are coming on board. We already have our tourism partner, which is the Ghana Tourism Authority. And then we also have fantastic packages. You know, if you're a Ghanaian and you live in Accra, you may not need accommodation. So we have a full package for companies. You know, 2 delegates, maybe 1 delegate from your marketing department, the other from tech, or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 delegates. And then we have huge discounts as well. I can give you some figures if you want me to share.
Talking about plugging in, you remember last 2 years, Unilever and Diageo, oh my, they made sure that they squeeze a lot of value from, experiential marketing. They call it.
The stands they set up.
The stands that they put up, Diageo
they
was...
put up a whole pavilion.
Yes, yes. Unilever was cooking on site.
Yeah.
Bought some plenty geisha soup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They did packs of geisha soup and all that for delegates, and So we're counting on our partners to also leverage on the experiential side of things.
Exactly.
And
and I actually want to encourage local Ghanaian companies that are thinking of moving to the next African country. This is the platform where you come, exhibit your product and service. You can also get a slot to speak, speak about your product, speak about the benefits, speak about the technology that is, driving that product or service. You know, for now, every product or service that you have, there's some technology component in it. And then how you are marketing this product.
So this thing about group delegations, student attendance, special conference packages, is there something special going on, or is it the same price for everybody?
No. We have special prices. So for companies that want to exhibit and have speaking opportunity, and also bring 2 delegates, we have a discounted rate of $3,000 city equivalent for them. So you can come in, and if you bring in 10 delegates, you get 1 absolutely free. And you still have the speaking opportunity. You still have the exhibition booth to exhibit.
So which countries do you think?
But as an individual as well, it's $550 or city equivalent.
City equivalent.
Yeah. And 3 days of learning and development, 3 days of networking, 3 days of fun. And
there'll be evening parties.
A lot of evening parties. We'll talk about that.
Okay. So The students who don't have $550, is there a plan for them? Or
Yeah, we have a huge discount.
for
Huge
the
discount
students,
for the
yeah.
students. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
huge discount for the students. I mean,
Okay.
They should just reach out. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we'll leave the details. They should just
Yeah.
reach out. We'll sort.
huge discount
Okay.
for
Okay.
students.
Okay. So my next question would be that marketing sometimes is attacked in Africa because of its lack of predictability and the ability to show an ROI after investments are made. So marketing accountability for the last 20 years or so, I've been practicing forever, it still tends to be an issue. So please, if people bring their marketing people along, would they leave empowered to be able to go back and better demonstrate how marketing delivers the value you spoke about? Because marketers are still being attacked in Africa on this matter. What are your thoughts?
One of the suggestions that I will be putting on board, I mean, it's two months to the conference. There are definitely senior practitioners, senior professionals like yourself, Prof. You know, we have to get that list and have them available to do mentoring. Because you see, it's always the case when junior executives come for these events, and they go back, nobody follows up on them, whether, you know, they really practicing or they really even got what was said at the conferences. So if you have a list of mentors, you know, a list of coaches, then that linkage can be done, and then post events, that engagement can be made. So it's one of the things that is on the table.
And another thing we're doing, we have an app, and if you register and after completion of the entire process, you get access to the app, and you can actually book meetings with companies that will be coming.
Interesting.
You know, so yeah.
Okay.
So you can book meetings. They can visit your office, or you can have side meetings as part of the conference. We will have nicely designed places for that. You know, at our beautiful Labadi Beach Hotel, so people can actually get that opportunity to pre-book meetings. You know, have some interactions before the partners. I know a lot of people from Zambia and Uganda already planning to come. I was in Zambia two months ago, and there are companies there that are saying that, look, we want to come to the Ghana market, and we're going to use this conference as you know, a springboard to get into the market. And I think that the Ghanaian businesses should also begin to look at how they can also use this conference as a platform to connect with those who are coming to take their business to those countries.
Okay, so fourth in the series, you've done Zim, you've done Uganda, you've done Kenya. We're now in Ghana.
Yeah. And our president wants to be there.
Okay. Yeah. So we are trying to get the president to attend.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm very happy you went there, because my question was going to be, what clear legacies must this conference leave in Ghana after the people leave us? Because this must be a game changer for the country and sort of help to address some of the issues. So what would the legacy of this conference be like for tech practitioners, marketing practitioners, for students, for junior middle-level executives, for C-suite executive, board level? What can change when the conference ends?
For us, one of the things that we've always had at the back of our minds is that marketing is a pivot. Marketing and tech is a pivot for any organization. It doesn't have to be for profit. Even for non-profits, marketing is a pivot. So one of the things that we've done differently from the conferences that tend to be for particular knowledge domains is that we are opening it up.
Yeah.
I said it at the beginning.
Yeah.
We want CEOs to be there.
Yeah.
We want board directors to be there. We want NGOs, non-profits to be there.
Yeah.
We want public sector to be there.
Yeah.
So that when we leave with that empathy thinking, the mindset bits that I was talking about. Because the problem is that even within the country, it doesn't have to be in the organization, within the country, everything is a value chain.
That's right.
Everything is a value chain. So if Professor Hinson is practicing marketing and goes somewhere and they don't appreciate marketing, is in a silo, isn't it?
Right.
Yes. So that value chain thinking and is also going to be a legacy.
Okay.
Post-conference.
I'm going to ask the same question, but I'll twist it a little for the both of you because I also made some notes before I came. So I'm going to make some statements, and then I'll choose one of you to agree or disagree with me. My thinking will be that since I had the blessing of being at some of the other conferences and gave some keynotes, I think that
The inaugural keynotes you gave that.
indeed, yes, in the inaugural keynotes, remember, yes, in Harare. I think that AMC TICON 2025 should be, one, a knowledge accelerator, and two, a policy shaping platform. Because I think given the people we are expecting to come, I think that the platform would be big enough to make policy recommendations that can affect Zimbabwe, that can affect the Gambia, that can affect Senegal. What are your thoughts about, one, this conference as a knowledge accelerator, and two, as a policy shaping platform, and three, as a collaboration incubator? So it's knowledge acceleration, collaboration incubator, because we say the side, in fact, the network is going to be the best ever since this started.
That's right.
And then finally, policy stuff. What are your thoughts?
Let me take it from the policy side.
Yes.
I mean, for the last two that I've attended, it is very clear to me that at least the governments of the respective countries that we did the conference
Have taken something from us.
No, they embed themselves in the conference.
Yes.
So I think
That's
that
true.
yes,
That's
I mean
true. From
Kenya,
ministers
right.
of state to
Kenya,
whatever,
the closing
people come.
the closing ceremony was all governments. You know,
Wow.
You see what I
They
mean?
sponsored it actually.
They sponsored it. So people are not playing with marketing.
Indeed.
People are not playing with nation branding.
Indeed.
You see what I mean?
Indeed.
And then in Ghana, this particular government that we have is on record as saying that they are not playing with mice. That is
Meetings, incentives,
exactly,
conferences, and exhibitions.
Exactly, they're not playing with it at all. So a Pan-African conference like this one, that has the potential to bring the continent together, bring the continent to have a feel, a taste of Ghana. Nobody wants to play with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that is where the policy stimulation begins.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Prof, don't worry about that.
So
For policy,
we are set.
We are set.
What
Yes, sir.
about knowledge accelerator? What new things will happen? You are the tech man. Tech accelerates also.
Absolutely.
So-
and you know, Ghana is becoming the innovation hub for this sub-region.
Indeed.
And there are a lot of innovation hubs around, particularly in Accra and other parts of the country.
Indeed.
And we actually, some of our innovators are getting global recognition.
Indeed.
For example, Dalentina Kogo has been working on AI for health, and actually now working
Yeah, I was
closely
with him in January. He came to the Just One Leadership Conference. Sharp guy.
He's working with Bill Gates Foundation to see how they can use AI, to help identify diseases using, some of the agents that they've developed.
Yeah.
We have so many others. FinTech is actually growing very fast, and a lot of innovation coming from our country. Now we even have startup.
Fintechs too are creating problems. They are collecting the funders' monies, and then they are just eating.
Yeah. Well, those are few bad nuts.
I know.
Those are few
They're
bad
just
nuts.
outliers.
Yeah. But there are guys doing serious stuff, and now the government has even recognized this, and they now have the startup and innovation bill that is currently in the process of being laid in Parliament to become a bill that will. And these are some of the things that we want to showcase to the rest of the world. To say that, look, FinTech is important because, as I mentioned again, going back to my opening remarks, we have the mobile phone. We can reach everybody now. At least 80% of the continent is now, having access to the
So when
mobile
these
phone.
tech and market leaders come together, can we start solving real African problems?
Absolutely.
Because context matters for
Yeah.
me. You see, I just came back to teach you again about a month ago.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I realized that working on books for the last 6-7 years, I have edited books that have Kenyan case studies, South African issues.
Yeah.
And it's very different from still using Belch and Belch,
Yeah.
Kotler.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm the only one who seeks to understand that we need to solve
Use cases, yes.
African problems.
Yeah.
So please, this conference, will it move us in that direction?
That is the whole idea.
Okay.
One of the ideas that is on the table is that people who are working on research would, for example, indicate on the app that you talked about, so that you connect. So somebody in Kenya is doing this research on an aspect of IT, like AI, for example, and says that this is my research interest. If you're in Ghana and you're also interested in that, you liaise up, and then knowledge acceleration there.
Prof, beginning of last month, when I was in Zambia, I met the Minister of Technology and Science of Zambia, and I actually invited him to come for this conference because I asked him a question. You are currently in the process of enacting new laws for cybersecurity and data protection. Are you aligning this new regulation with other African countries, or are there some kind of synergy, some kind of alignment to ensure that we can then use these regulations to allow cross-border data sharing, and also for businesses that want to work across borders to make it easier for them? We have the African Continental Free Zone area headquarters here in Accra.
That's right.
And we really want to move beyond just the movement of product, but also using technology and marketing to cut across the continent.
What about C-suite executives? Because in some parts of Africa, marketing still struggles to assert itself in the C-suite. So
both technology and marketing, actually.
Okay.
So he would take the marketing one, I will come with technology.
I have been pulled onto a number of boards because of my marketing background. So I would want to believe that there is a wave sweeping across even smaller or medium-sized companies. And this is one of the things that we need to talk about during the conference. Especially in what's it called? The breakout sessions. Let's talk about it. That marketing has to trickle from the top. And once it trickles from the top, the people in the C-suite would also begin to see it as, the pivots that we want it to be in organizations.
And same for technology. In the past, your IT guy is one guy sitting in one small room with some servers. And if your computer is not working, you call him and say, hey, where is Kojo, the IT support guy? Come and fix my computer for me. Let me continue my meeting, right? But now, things are now evolving so fast that you need a technology strategist who understands how technology impacts business and vice versa, to sit in the C-suite to ensure that when you are making decisions, you are actually putting in that consideration that becomes an enabler, because technology is just an enabler. It's just an enabler that helps marketing and other brands, other things to happen.
How will this conference cater for our coders, our next-gen people, our Gen Zs, our youth? Will it be youth-friendly, or to be the same old boring men walking slowly, trying to eat some spring rolls? Would there be a youthful side to the conference? Because nowadays, marketing that's tech-driven is youthful marketing. I mean, if you don't understand what's going on TikTok, you are dead already. So, are we going to have a focus on making the youth also feature, or it will be old people all the way?
Prof, on platforms that I've shared with you, I've always talked about energy.
Indeed.
You cannot be a marketer and not exude energy.
Indeed.
You might as well stop it.
Indeed.
Something
Indeed.
else. You see what I mean?
Indeed.
And the way we do it with the AMC TICON conference is that, the delegates come a day before.
Yeah.
And the night before this thing starts, we make sure we break the ice. You see what I mean? We have a massive, maybe David will talk about it in a little bit. We have a massive party.
Yes.
Make sure old people are mingling with young people.
Okay.
And then the ice is broken.
Okay.
And then subsequently, every night of the event we are having, of the conference, we are having all
so
these
there'll be
things.
energy.
Energy
There'll be
is
enough
going to be
energy.
there. A lot of energy. As you mentioned, we're going to roll the red carpet for our delegates, from the first day, which is a Tuesday. People who are arriving, both locally and from abroad, will have that icebreaker, as he mentioned, a cocktail for the delegates, get to know one another before we sit down and start talking. And then we move on to the first day, which will be the plenary, and we are expecting the first gentleman of the land, our President of the Republic, to be there. We met the Chief of Staff, and the Chief of Staff said, oh, look, this is something that is on a Pan-African level, and the President would love to be there, so we should send our invitation, which we have done already. So the President will be there. And then also in the evening, we'll have what we call the cultural night. We want to showcase our African heritage, and all the African countries, all delegates from the various African countries are going to come out in their traditional wear. And then we're going to prepare different cuisines, Ghanaian ones, of course, will dominate, and others, just to also bring that energy, that excitement, and things like that.
Let's begin to wrap. And I want us to wrap by sharing how exactly people can contact us, register, and attend. Are we doing email? Are we doing apps? Is there a hotline? Are we doing websites? What should people do to join today? What's the plan? So
there are different options. I know people like WhatsApp also a lot. So you can actually contact a phone number to WhatsApp and get details if you want. We also have the website. We also have the emails. And if you permit.
Which are the websites? Where should we go? There's AMC, there's TICON.
Yeah. So depending on your area of interest, so you can either go to the TICON website, which is www.ticonafrica.org.
Okay.
Which is TICON is TICON Africa.org.
Correct.
Or you can go to the African Marketing Confederation website. It's also www.africanmarketingconfederation.org.
Okay.
So that's the website to get all the information. But you can also just say, look, I don't want to go through all this website stuff. I just want to talk to somebody. You can actually call a phone number.
Okay.
So I can put that phone number out.
Put it out, sir. Put it out.
0242.
No. Do +233.
Okay. Plus.
Actually, just 0242. Okay.
Yeah. So for Ghanaians, to be.
Yes, for Ghanaians.
For Ghanaians, be 0242 773762. If you want to attend the conference and you are a technology person or even a marketing person, you can contact that. But I also have an alternative number just in case somebody wants to call, but you are not getting through and you want to speak to somebody else. I also want to give you that number now, which is for the marketing. And are you ready? That will be 0244 220427. I repeat, 0244 220427. So that is CIMG, you can call that contact number,
the famous Kwabna.
Yeah, okay. Or you call my number, which is 0242.
Okay. So your parting thoughts as we wrap up this interesting show, because marketing, you say, is about value, not just about people looking good.
Yes.
It's about making things grow.
Yes.
Tech is not just about code. Now it's about analytics, connecting people, solving problems, and building futures.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I think marketing and tech are like the twin engines of African Renaissance.
Yes.
If we want to shine.
Like a plane, double engine.
Yes.
Tech is on one side.
That is it. So as for Titans, we'll be watching this conference and rooting for it to make sure that it's the best thing that happens to us this year.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I hear your parting thoughts, and then we can close for today.
I've said it already. You can't sit it out. I mean, this is definitely a must attend. Once again, if you're a marketer, if you're a tech person, you have interest anywhere in between, you have to be there. And you have to realize that we're not closing this. We are opening it up to everybody and anybody. We want you to come represent Ghana. If you're a marketer, come represent Ghana, represent the energy that is Ghana, represent the beauty that is Ghana, represent the intellect that is Ghana. And I'm very hopeful that we'll have a legacy to show after the conference.
This conference it's not a new conference, okay? We have the Chartered Institute of Marketing being a member of AMC.
Of course.
And then the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, of which we are a board member.
Of course.
Is also a member of Tycoon Africa.
Yes.
So these are the local hosts of the conference. We are holding it down.
Absolutely.
Making sure that it happens big
Absolutely.
time. And we are excited that we are hosting this conference. And we also looking forward to meeting technology professionals.
Okay.
The people we call our local language gurus.
Yes.
You know, we want the gurus in tech in Ghana to come out and also showcase what they have.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking out for.
So, Ghana and Africa, my final words. I have a strong interest in this conference. I mean, they came as guests, but trust me, I'm inside with them. I wanted to work even more than them. So please, as we close, let me tell you that Africa's leap forward there. It won't just be gold, cocoa, or oil. Look, where we are now, we need ideas powered by tech, amplified by marketing.
Yeah.
Africa's storytelling must improve. We must brand better. We must use data and creativity to unlock Africa's fullest economic potential. And I can tell you that this August conference is a game changer. So please call the 2 numbers, visit the website, join us. I'll be in the hotel. I'll be wearing a nice black pinstripe suit with some Oxford Brook shoes, ready to welcome you. So see you, Labadi Beach, August 20th. But if you are coming from Africa, come a little earlier so that, like Isaac said, we'll dance a bit and then the magic will start. See you in August. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Next on Titans and Trailblazers.
Well, part of our AMC goal is to provide training and programs, educational programs in the various sectors.
This marriage in terms of techs, titans and the marketing gurus across the continent is key, because it's like driving a passenger car in the night without lights.
There you go.
Titans and Trailblazers is brought to you by the MNC Group.
Dr. Eva Vera. Hi, Angela. So good to see you. So good to see you too. You're always welcome. Don't cry. Hey, Dr.
Whenever I lie down and I look back now, I always thank God for the family I have and the family I came from. So regardless of everything, they've always stood by me to help me achieve my dreams.
This week on Cook Africa is the almighty God. Mr. Nsanka go really straight. Coming Saturday at exactly 5 p.m. Dr. Eva Vera is joining me in the kitchen. And Dr. He said God is a lifesaver. So as a doctor who saves life, you couldn't have cooked anything better than God. So catch me live on Metro TV at exactly 5 p.m. on Saturday. Let's cook the almighty lifesaver, the everything. God. My name is Angela Ahenewa, and catch me live on Metro TV at exactly 5 p.m. this Saturday. Let's eat.
Cook Africa is brought to you by Gino.
Back in the day, tune in radio from morning, and you don't want to miss out, because anybody who comes on is massive.
Back in the day on Metro TV, Mr. BKD anyway.
Back in the day, mentioning the place that you used to live, that meant that you were Dadaba.
Oh, how?
Because we are the ones who went to Saito.
I wasn't really a nightclub.
No, I mean,
the old times I went to the nightclub, Yoko Dixon took me.